What's going on, guys? We have been running Uber Tristram speedruns now for a number of months, and recently we actually set a new personal best. So at the end of this video, I want to show you that run. But a lot of people were curious about what this guy is wearing and how this might have changed since our first version of the Uber Tristram Smiter. So I wanted to take a couple of minutes and just show that off before I show you the run. We recently reached level 92 solely off from Uber Tristram runs with this guy. Right at the end of the run, level 92. So I want to take a minute, whereas I've just restatted this guy, to show you what his stat points look like. First and foremost, with this build, absolutely nothing into strength. All of our items give us the strength that we need, even to wear COA. And then we put just enough points into dexterity for max block, and then the rest, as you might have guessed, goes straight into vitality. Skill points for this guy, we're going to put 20 points into fanaticism. We're going to max Holy Shield, Smite, and then you actually have a ton of skills left over. I would highly suggest just putting 1 point into Vigor so that you can run around quicker, and then the rest of your points, dump them right into the resistance auras. I actually max out Resist Lightning because it gives you a pretty decent boost to your max light res, and then I put 10 points into Resist Fire, and then the rest of the points go into Resist Cold. Again, those all passively boost your resistances up. You don't need to have them active to increase the max amount of resistance that you have. Now let's dive into the items. These have changed quite a bit, I think, since our first version of this. Now, I will say before we dive into the items that there are a variation of different builds that you can have for an Uber Tristram Smiter. And it all depends on what your goal is. You could have a goal of survivability, where your guy's just an absolute tank, or you could have our goal in mind, which is what we do each week on stream, and that is to just get through the run as fast as possible. So just know as we're going through these items that they are built to try to complete the run as fast as possible and not necessarily be the most tanky build. First and foremost, I swear by Last Wish for these runs. It's a really good source of crushing blow, which is super important in these runs. We've switched around the jewels in the helm a little bit. We put a Cham in there for Cannot Be Frozen instead of having to wear a Ravenfrost. And I've also put a 15% increased attack speed jewel in there that happened to have a little bit of lightning resistance on it. The increased attack speed puts us at exactly the breakpoint that we want to reach with this guy. On our items in total, we want to get 35% IAS. That's going to make it so that you only get slowed down by 1 frame from Uber Duriel's Holy Freeze aura. And of course, in most other instances, you hit max IAS breakpoint. Got Mara's for the amulet, Spirit Shield for the faster cast rate. We want to try to hit 75% faster cast rate. That's so that we can teleport around the map more quickly and get to our targets even faster. With teleport in mind, of course, we have Enigma, and also in spirit of that 75% faster cast rate breakpoint, we have Arachnid's Mesh, +1 to skills, 20% cast. Good enough for us. To get the rest of the IAS that we need, we have some absolutely nasty Smiter gloves here. 20% increased attack speed, 10% crushing blow. These ones have a very nice boost to dexterity and life as well. For the rings, we have faster cast rate rings with stats and resistances. Those are the final pieces that allow us to get to that 75% faster cast. And for the boots, we have an increased chance of crushing blow through Gore Riders. They also give you a nice boost to faster run walk. Open wounds is also something really helpful to have. The inventory has changed quite a bit since our first version of this. We actually gave up a lot of the small charms that were giving us life and resistances for combat skillers for the paladin here. This actually increases our smite damage quite a bit and allows us to get through Ubers a lot faster. And of course, most of the small charms are still life resistance charms. Of course, Annihilus and Torch. We also use a pre-patch Paladin Torch here. It has a higher % chance to proc the level 10 Firestorm, which in most instances will help us get through those Ubers just a little bit faster. And the reason why we have the Herodric Cube in our inventory here is that so we can quickly grab the organs and immediately make the portal when we're done. Just helps us get through our Uber Tristram speedrun a lot faster. Now, we didn't pay a lot of attention to the Mercenary in our previous version of this build, and although he's rarely useful, in the times that he is, we want him to be very useful. So we have spent a bit more time on decking out the Merc with the most appropriate items for what he does. So the best thing you can hope for with your Mercenary is that they just passively hit the Uber bosses and maybe proc some crushing blow. And in light of that, we have G face for the helm here. We have a Cham rune in there because we do not want our Merc getting frozen. Obviously that slows down his IAS, etc. But also G face has a very high % chance of crushing blow, deadly strike. You guys know why this is good. He also uses Chains of Honor for the armor here. This obviously could be e-bugged and be a little bit better. But this armor is pretty sweet in these runs because it almost functions like Fortitude in the sense that it has a lot of enhanced damage for exactly what he's doing, which is smacking demons. And then to go even further, of course, this has a ton of resistances, damage reduced by, and life leech, which is pretty important on a Merc. All around pretty good armor. And for the weapon, this is a very strategic choice here. We don't use insight or anything to boost up our mana. We actually use mana pots as we're teleporting around the map. We specifically give that up so that our mercenary can wear obedience. Why I really like obedience here is because, of course, the 40% chance of crushing blow. The item also gives plus to resistances, which is obviously important in these scenarios. But also there's a 30% chance to cast that level 21 enchant. And why I really like that is because it boosts your mercenary's attack rating. It makes it easier for him to hit these high defense monsters. So the crushing blow, resistances, faster hit recovery, and the 30% chance that your mercenary casts this enchant when he kills an enemy is just super useful in these Uber Tristram runs. I'll actually give you a quick look at his stats here when I'm actually battle ordered up and I have Smite selected and Fanaticism. This is the amount of damage that he does here, along with what his defense and life total actually look like in the run. And there's a very quick breakdown of the build, and that being said, I'd like to show you guys the new record run that we pulled off last week. The final time for this was 1 minute and 54 seconds. I do apologize. There's going to be a little bit of blurriness here. I had to download the video from Twitch because my stream actually crashed. I had to reset it. And then I forgot to hit record before I did this run. So I didn't have the raw footage of it and had to download it off from Twitch. So if you see a little bit of blurriness here and there, don't go resetting your router or checking your internet or anything. That is actually on my end, and I apologize for that. But regardless, here is the run in its entirety. Hope you guys enjoy.
Impossible.
Got you, Shirley.
Impossible.
I can't right now. Hold on. Hold on. We'll put him in the tank. All right, here we go. We've got a decent run going here. Ain't so bad. Something epic is gonna happen on this run. I can feel it. Something epic. We've got Emilio at Uber's at Tristram. It's gonna be a good day. Gonna be great. We got BP'd though, so we might have to telly out here to get bail. Oh, Diablo's walking over. I'm just gonna try him. Gotta go for it. Nope, you gotta telly. Oh man! Oh man! Oh shit! Yeah! Yeah! That is a new PB. 100% faux show. New PB. Guys, thanks again so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a great night. Peace.